So now we're in Kyiv, and this is momentous because right now there's a war going on between Russia and Ukraine. As you very well know, this 18 June 2023. You see in the background where I am, which is the monastery, the what's called the Pечерska Lavra, the monastery of the cave. Pечерska meaning cave, Lavra, laurel, or it was the name for the higher end monasteries. This is one of the central monasteries of Eastern Orthodoxy. It happens to be in Kyiv. Recently, it was overtaken by the government of Ukraine because of the conflict from the Church of the Eastern Orthodox Church, which is ruled from Moscow. So much change has been going on in the last few months. I mean, very recently. This happened very recently. So we'll show some pictures of this area so we become acquainted with this eastern place. So we're walking around the properties of the monastery. It's really quiet, calm, very pleasant. So it's a good place to start our trip in Kyiv in this time of war, which is always a little bit worrisome. I was worried that we would be, I would be witnessing night attacks, but so far it's been pretty quiet. There was one attack the very day I arrived, but actually it's kind of a small event. It was when the African Commission of, I don't know, presidents or who knows what was visiting. So the Russians, I guess, sent some kind of missile that apparently was destroyed in the air. They, some people I talked to said there was a kinzal. To me, I mean, I don't know the technicalities, so I cannot confirm or deny that. Anyway, so I'm in Kyiv, enjoying the time, to be honest, because it's very quiet. Oh, sorry. Yeah, somebody was taking a picture and I stepped on. So yeah, I mean, things haven't changed that much since the last time I was here, but it seems quieter, definitely a lot quieter. Uh, when in the subway, you only see Ukrainians, you don't see any foreigners, or even the streets in the train station, because I had to arrive by train from Kyiv in Poland. It was actually a nice train ride. It was they set up the train from Kyiv. I had to take another train from Warsaw, from Warsaw to Kyiv a couple of days ago, and then they set you up with in a little compartment with of 4 people. So I had a nice conversation, learned some Ukrainian on the way, which was very useful. And yeah, and everybody was Ukrainian. I was the only one who showed an American passport. So the soldier was a little bit. Actually, he didn't react much. He was like, "Okay, here's a passport," and so went very smoothly. Nothing dramatic to report, which is always nice. So let me stop talking about the trip and talk about the Pечерsk Lavra, where we are now. I have a friend of mine showing me around. Very beautiful place. It's a huge monastery. It has a lot of history, and it used to belong to the Eastern Orthodox Church. And now, just a few months ago, as you probably saw in the news, it was taken over by the Ukrainian government. It was kind of a controversial move, definitely. Talking about war, you can tell that people are kind of quiet. They don't want to talk too much. I've been told to keep quiet, not so I don't. I imagine so I don't stir anybody's emotions about it. And people here are very quiet. Not much. It doesn't seem that much is going on. People try to go on with their lives. They seem to be going on with their lives pretty well. So let me show you. Let me show you one of the domes here in the monastery. If I can get this to change, I can't. Okay, I'm going to do this manually. Yes. Okay. So now you see what I'm looking at right now. Those golden domes. They're pretty flashy. I don't know, probably they're not very old and they try to keep them up. So it's very nice structures anyway, very characteristic of the Eastern Orthodox. Yeah. Let me see if I can go a bit closer. There, okay, that dome. All right. And then you see another dome back up in the distance. Okay. Again, we can see the dome here, not too far away. I'll zoom out so you can see actually the distance, and you can see the river here on the right. Go a little bit to the river so you can see it. Let me zoom in so you see the river Dnieper, the Dnipro River, as they call it here. All right, so there it is. Not much of an angle here, but you can see the water. A pretty big river. Looks like there's a beach on the other side. Very nice. Duše Charno, as they say here. Duše Charno. Okay. It's amazing the amounts of plants that there are in this area. Like you can tell they put a lot of effort into the gardening, and not only a lot of effort, but very, very careful. And considering that there's a lot of ground to cover. So let me see if I can show you some of the flowers here. And learning how to use this gimbal, so I'm not always precise on how I use the different features. But you can see some very pretty flowers here. And in the background, the monastery buildings. And the domes again. Domes they're so flashy that they really hit you in the eye, so to speak. Okay, wonderful day. Today in Kyiv, 29 degrees Celsius, very, very warm. And very, very nice. Duše Charno. You see another dome there. It's a huge property, you can see that. Huge real estate area. Go around a little bit to see the previous dome, which lies over there. Okay. All right. Here we see a little bit of the life of the monastery. Lots of ladies here praying and a line. I'm not sure what they're doing, how this is organized. You see a line of people trying to get into that building. Probably for some prayer, maybe for some visits. What's nice about it now, there's not many tourists, and many people seem to be genuinely devoted to their religious practices and going along with them. You see a monk or a priest right there. I'm going to point, see if I can find it's hard to see, but the tower on the left in the background is one of the famous towers in the neoclassical style by a German architect by the name of something Johannes Schädel of the 18th century. You can hear some, I don't know if you can hear them, some ladies singing inside. And there you see a little bit of the life of the monastery. Very cool, very, very nice. You see different. And there's I think that's the church of the refectory in the background. Let's see if I can get a bit closer. There it is. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's called, I think, the Church of the Refectory, one of the famous churches. Some of these churches were destroyed in the Soviet area and then reconstructed. The tower was not. Let me see if I can get an angle of the tower here, because by the German architect I was just mentioning. Again, the refectory church, and I think we can see the top of the tower from here. Not, yeah, there it is. So that's the very top. We can see the whole thing. It's actually about 96 meters high, about 96 yards high, if you will. So pretty tall. Again, 18th century tower. This one was probably not destroyed during the Soviet period, so it's original. 18th century, so relatively new, but not as new as some of the other buildings. It's hard to know because the property is really, really huge, so it's hard to know which ones are originally, which ones are not. Anyway, let's go back to the place where all those people were praying and see if we can get a view of the action here. Lots of ladies praying, you can see here. And yeah, I need to. We're kind of going back in time in some way. Let's see if it's this. St. Anthony. This looks like Anton. Hard to read anyway. St. Anthony. And my reading of Slavonic is not that good. I apologize about that. Anyway, here's the life of the monastery in Kyiv at the time of war. But I shouldn't say that very loud. Okay. All right. Well, this is the beginning of our trip again. Follow us on YouTube. I'll be giving you news from Kyiv, and it wouldn't be the political news, it will be more the cultural stuff. Of course, the political will be in the background, for better or for worse. But keep following us and give us a like and subscribe. See you soon.